We're good?
Yes.
Okay. At this time, I'd like to call the special meeting order. Clerk of the board, please call the roll.
Hall.
Present.
Solis. Mr. Solis.
Present.
Thank you. Pike.
Here.
Ferrantino.
Here.
Segura.
Here.
Aguirre.
Here.
Sorry, UPS drivers here. This is the point on the agenda where members of the public may address the board on matters posted for the special meeting and in accordance with the Government Code Section 54954.3A. Pierre. The board will provide an opportunity for members of the public to directly address the legislative body concerning any item that has been described in the notice for the meeting before or during consideration of that item. Each person wishing to address an item on the meeting notice in closed session will have 2 minutes to do so.
Yes, I have 9 people who have submitted comments for today. The first comments are from Dina Donato Palmore. Good evening, President Segura, members of the board, Dr. Aguirre. This is a difficult letter for me to write because I question your integrity and your commitment to Filipino American students and the Filipino American community who live in this district and vote in this community. I, for years, questioned if the district is aware that there are multiple languages that exist in this community. I wondered why communication is done in only 2 languages. I asked why Filipino American students in EL programs do not have the same academic support that is provided to students whose primary language is Spanish. I asked why Filipino language is not offered in all our schools, nor is it valued so that students are encouraged to take it. I also asked why Filipino American is a footnote in curriculum. As a counselor of 28 years in this district, I understand numbers in creating the master schedule. However, I believe that equity is not based on numbers. There is an assumption and implicit bias that these concerns are not important because few Filipino American students need EL support, that all Filipino Americans speak English, and that we don't mind because we are quiet. Well, in demoting Mary Rose Peralta from a high school principal to a middle school principal, you have injured the Filipino American community. And please don't add more insult to injury by saying that it wasn't a demotion, that the move was based on the need of Chula Vista Middle School to have a stronger SCPA program and curriculum. We are not ignorant. I am asking all of you, if this district believes in restorative practice, was this afforded to Ms. Peralta? I understand management is at the will of the district, but let's put the truth out there. Ms. Peralta was demoted because she did an uplifting event for the seniors of Chula Vista High School. She was demoted because parents from other communities complained that their seniors were not given the same thing. She was demoted because her colleagues were upset that she, quote, made them look bad and created discontent with the parents of their community. She was demoted for putting students first. You have taken a role model for our Filipino American students and used her as a scapegoat to quiet down the adults. Now it's your turn to make this right. The next comments are from Dolores Palani. I am a retired teacher of the Sweetwater Union High School District and a member of the Council for Teaching Filipino Language and Culture. I am most disappointed and very disheartened when I learned that Mary Rose Peralta has been reassigned to the middle school, clearly a demotion for a very capable, hardworking, and well-liked principal by students and staff. I had the privilege of working with Mary Rose when she was the Filipino language coordinator in the district as we developed the Filipino language curriculum and evaluation. Under her leadership as CTFLC president, the organization provided a pipeline of Filipino language teachers for the district while providing moral support, training, and resources to those teachers. She has always been a strong advocate not only for teachers, but also for the district's diverse student population. Ms. Peralta is a well-respected community member because of her involvement in many educational as well as civic activities and endeavors. She has received various recognitions and awards as an educator and a community leader. Her accomplishments and contributions prove that she deserves a promotion rather than a demotion as an employee of the district. Why was Ms. Peralta removed from her high school principal position? Why was she reassigned to a middle school? These are questions to the interim superintendent. The community deserves answers. The next comments are from Elaine Elefante Liano. President Segura, members of the board, Dr. Aguirre. My name is Elaine Elefante Ianno. I retired from Sweetwater District last June 2019 after 35 years in the district. I was an administrator for almost 18 years. I am fully aware that once going into management, you are an at-will employee. Your loyalty lies with the district, not at any one school. I am questioning your recent action of moving Mary Rose Peralta from Chula Vista High to Chula Vista Middle. As you are aware of Mary Rose Peralta's accomplishments as a principal at both Granger Junior High and Chula Vista High? Under her leadership as a first-year principal, Granger became designated as a school to watch. Schools that receive this designation are high-performing schools with proven academic excellence. The following year, Granger was honored with the National Center for Urban School Transformation Gold Award. At Chula Vista High, the school has partnerships with San Ysidro Health Clinic to provide medical and mental health services to the community, and with UCSD for the sports medicine program. The ASB has been awarded the gold status by the NASC Council for 4 years. The school also received the Community Health Improvement Partners Grant with Wild Willow Farm to create the first organic farm on campus. The school also received the Nature Path Grant to create farm to cafeteria. Mayor Salas recognized the student farm. In addition, Ms. Peralta has been a champion of building Filipino language in the Sweetwater District and San Diego County. She is actively involved in the Council for Teaching Filipino Language and Culture, past president and current member of Philamida, and was instrumental in the creation of the Filipino school located in Mira Mesa. She has received numerous awards: Woman of the Year in Education by Assemblywoman Lorena Gonzalez, Bayani Award, Hero in Our Community, City of Chula Vista Education Award, and AXA Administrator of the Year during her tenure as high school principal. These accomplishments do not align with getting demoted. Principals have an incredible workload, but wonder what message you are sending to your management team when not following any formal process that is progressive in nature for this demotion. The next comments are from Estella Mariano. Dear President Segura, members of the board, and Superintendent Aguirre, greetings from the Secretariat of the World Council for Curriculum and Instruction at Alliant International University, San Diego, California. WCCI is a transnational educational organization committed to advancing the achievement of a just, peaceful, and sustainable world community. WCCI has been accredited as an NGO holding special consultative status with the Economic and Social Council of the United Nations. This is a letter of support for Ms. Mary Rose Peralta, whose position as principal of Chula Vista High School, the largest secondary school district in California, she was suddenly transferred as principal of Chula Vista High to middle school. We feel strongly that this move is a demotion, and we wish to join the rally for her to be moved back to her former position as principal of Chula Vista High. Our strong support is based on the following reasons. 1, Ms. Peralta is an alumna of the University of the Philippines. We are all members of the University of the Philippines Alumni Association, chapter of San Diego. UP is a premier institution of learning in the Philippines, a reflection of her high-quality education. 2, Ms. Peralta is a highly rated administrator, as attested by the more than 5,000 signatures of those who support her in the school and community. This is highly favorable rating for a principal. If I may quote what one of the parents wrote, reviewed Chula Vista High, and we quote, "The school is above level compared to many other high school around, and starting with Ms. Peralta, the principal. I can say she truly puts the students first with what she has on her hands. We lack of money, but it is distributed fairly between all the needs the school has. I cannot give 5.5 stars to Chula Vista High, but truly deserve it. They make miracles with their few resources." 3, Ms. Peralta is an exemplary member of the Filipino-American community in particular, and the community in general. She is an active leader that we can call her anytime for exemplary service. She was a successful president of the Council for Teaching Filipino Language and Culture, of which we are a board member and treasurer, respectively. She served as vice president of the UP Alumni Association of San Diego chapter, and she continues to serve in leadership positions in community activities and organizations. She is one of the pioneer teachers of the Filipino school in San Diego, of which we are the founders. As principal and leader, she contributes to community activities of school and students. In these activities and community contributions, she won a number of awards that she is so deserving of. There are many more specific supporting documents that we can support to move back Ms. Peralta to her former position as principal of Chula Vista High. We hope you find this letter of support helpful in this deliberation and decision-making. We urge your kind attention and support for the case of Ms. Mary Rose Peralta. The next comments are from Jason Copeland. Recently, Principal Peralta lost her position as the high school principal and placed at a middle school in the same position, but she was the only principal to go from a high school to a middle school. Less than 48 hours from taking his post, the interim superintendent removed Principal Peralta from her post. As an organization, you can say you handed out letters that people will change positions or lose their jobs, but what documentation can you provide that she failed to live up to the expectations of a high school principal, but good enough for a middle school principal? How can this be a black eye to the district when you had a graduate from San Ysidro High School at her graduation in 2019 saying she failed to get support from her principal and his staff, and this went viral, but that principal can keep his position and Principal Peralta lose her position? Is it because the San Ysidro principal is a school board member of Chula Vista Elementary District? The media came to this school because someone higher than Principal Peralta within the district made the phone call. Why did the media just go to Chula Vista High instead of the other schools? This tells me someone higher than Principal Peralta was in the loop and failed to take the blame, and Principal Peralta is the scapegoat. Even the district knew about the events because they placed it on their Twitter page. But the message has since been removed, and I have a copy of that message before the removal. Please place Principal Peralta back to Chula Vista High. The next comments are from Lizabeth Lansing Garcia. My name is Lizabeth Lansing Garcia, school counselor at Sweetwater High School. I am a proud Sweetwater graduate and am who I am today because of the mentorship and collegiality of many outstanding educators, two of whom are Mary Rose Peralta and Dr. Jason Josephat. I have worked with them as colleagues on a high school site, as well as community projects like the Makaisa High School Conference and the Karangalan Scholarship, both which celebrate the Filipino American presence in the Sweetwater District. Both Ms. Peralta and Dr. Josephat have been champions of advocacy for all students and leaders in the Filipino American educator community. I used to think that Sweetwater valued diversity amongst its staff, especially those who lead the schools directly, like our site administrators. Numerous studies showed that students benefit from having educators that look like them and share similar backgrounds, identities, and experiences. What message are we sending our Filipino American students when they see two of their revered Filipino administrators demoted on no reasonable grounds? Their respective school communities know Ms. Peralta and Dr. Josephat as positive, encouraging, and motivating figures on their campuses, only to be demoted and removed from their respective sites. Our Filipino students do not have supports of bilingual classes, although many of them need it. Our Filipino parents do not have district communication available to them in the Filipino language. Neither are Filipino translators made available for parent meetings. Filipino language course offerings at our school sites have decreased over the years. Funding for the annual Makaisa High School Conference and Karangalan Scholarship was cut by the Sweetwater District years ago, yet equivalent efforts for other groups of color continue to be supported. What is Sweetwater doing to ensure our Filipino students and families are taken care of, provided for, and represented? The next comments are from Marilyn Escalante. My name is Marilyn Escalante, retired district teacher who served Mar Vista High School for close to 20 years. I support the retention of Ms. Mary Rose Peralta as principal of Chula Vista High School for the following reasons: diversity of schools and the need for equitable representation of stakeholders' ethnicity. The district profile in the California Department of Ed website shows that after Hispanics, 72.4%, whites, 9.3%, and Filipinos, 8.5%, are the next two largest ethnic groups in the district. The California Department of Ed has also consistently acknowledged that diversifying California's teacher population will have a positive impact on all students. Quote, regular exposure to and interactions with individuals from a variety of ethnic groups combat stereotypes, reduce unconscious implicit biases inside and outside the classroom, and lead to innovative and greater social cohesion, end quote. There is a large number of white and Hispanic, Spanish-speaking teachers and administrators in the district, while the number of Filipino teachers, and most especially administrators, is substantially smaller. Ms. Peralta is one of the small group of Filipino principals and assistant principals in the district high schools. She is also one of the few administrators fluent in Filipino, thus making it easier for some students and parents to relate to her. Reassigning her to a middle school deprives Filipino high school students of a significant role model. Ms. Peralta's leadership position in the Filipino teacher community. As a long-term teacher of the district, I can attest to Ms. Peralta's unwavering support of Filipino teachers. She is widely respected by the Filipino education community and was president of the CTFLC, one of the strongest language groups in California. Ms. Peralta's commitment as an educator. As a teacher, I have seen many colleagues go the extra mile for our students. Ms. Peralta is no exception. I have known her to be among the first to arrive at her site and the last to leave, especially on Friday nights. I had seen her deep in conversation with students from our high school and in respectful conversation with her staff. She is a true educator and should be retained at her current post. Anything less is a disservice not only to her and the Filipino community, but to Chula Vista High School students as well. The next comments are from Nancy Castro Nieto. My name is Nancy Castro Nieto, and I am a recent retiree of the Sweetwater Union High School District. I am writing to you regarding the recent demotion of Mary Rose Peralta, principal of Chula Vista High School. I have known and worked with Ms. Peralta for the past 30 years when she was first recruited and hired by the Sweetwater District. She has worked hard throughout the years teaching ELD, English, Filipino language courses, being yearbook advisor, AIA club advisor, ASB dean of activities, assistant principal, and now principal. She has devoted her whole professional career to the Sweetwater District, the families in our district, and most importantly, her students. Her students who are so dear to her heart and always at the top of her mind when making decisions. So when she made the decision to celebrate her seniors on the football field, I am certain it was not on a whim. Knowing and having worked with Ms. Peralta on several events, I am sure it was a well thought out event with every precaution in mind. She would not have done this if she knew it was going to harm her students and her staff. She celebrated her students like no other principal was able to do in the Sweetwater District, and for that she was moved to the middle school. Ms. Peralta is loved by her faculty and her students. The community and the Chula Vista High faculty has not spoken at a board meeting to complain that she is a bad leader or that her practices harm students. On the contrary, they are signing petitions and going to the news to keep her as their principal. I have worked in the Sweetwater District for 34 years, so I know that there are going to be principal changes, especially for those who have been at a school for over 5 years, but I question the reason for this principal change since she was the only one moved. Please reconsider this decision and reinstate Ms. Peralta as principal of Chula Vista High School. The next comments are from Renela Calderon Magbuhat. I am writing regarding the recent move of Ms. Mary Rose Peralta in which she was demoted from principal of Chula Vista High School to principal of Chula Vista Middle School. I have known Ms. Peralta for over 2 decades and count her as one of my mentors when I first started my counseling career 25 years ago. In her roles as teacher, assistant principal, and principal at various sites, Ms. Peralta has gone above and beyond the call of duty when serving her students, parents, and community. She even tutored my daughter when she was struggling in her Filipino world language class at Olympian High several years ago. Ms. Peralta is someone who cares very much about her students. Ms. Peralta is an excellent role model to all students and even significantly more so as the first female principal of Chula Vista High, as well as being the first woman of color, a Filipino American. Please reconsider this move and either keep Ms. Peralta at Chula Vista High School as principal or at another high school rather than a middle school. I feel this demotion is unfair and not fitting for someone of her caliber and leadership, especially with the pandemic. Switching to a different administrative staff contributes to uncertainty in times when students need support and a sense of stability. There are no further comments.
If there are no further communications, I will recess the meeting for consideration of the following closed session items as posted on the meeting notice. 1, public employee discipline, dismissal, release, reclassification, reassignment, resignation, transfer, Government Code Section 54957. 2, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, paragraph 2 of subdivision D of Government Code Section 54956.9. 3, conference with labor negotiator, Government Code Section 54957.6. We are adjourned to closed session,